The long-running time circuit and the double operation specific to DS and ES8. All right, the idea is quite simple, guys. Here you have your loop for the control circuits of DS and ES. Our loop, as we said, comes in positive and negative. The negative goes directly to the control circuits, and the positive is divided into a direct positive, or let's say a positive terminal, and another terminal is divided into 3 terminals, or positive also divided into 3 terminals, either local or remote. Great, nice. So I chose either emergency, local, or remote. For emergency, I will press select with close. For local, I will press through the PCU. For remote, I will press through SAS or SCADA, and the command will also reach me through the PCU. And the PCU is the one that will give the close command. Okay, but there's also something very important. When I went with you or moved with you to the control panel, I went to page 11, which contains the control circuits DS and LS. Now, regarding the positive, where was it going? It didn't go with them to page 11. It was indeed present on page 11. Of course, it was actually there on page 11, but it didn't go with them to page 11. All right, so where did it go? Where did the idea go? The idea is that I have the branch here of this positive that went to page 9A along with the negative. So I have indeed page 9A that I'm talking to you about, where the positive and negative came here. This is the straightforward positive and negative without being interrupted by the emergency, local, and remote. It first came here on page 9A. Then from there, it continued with me on which page? On page 11. And here I saw the negative and I saw the positive, and I saw the positive coming to you through the emergency and the positive coming to you through the local or remote. Now I want to focus on the DC supply that was coming out for me. That was coming out from the control circuit of the DS and ES, which went to page 9. This is our circuit. If you look at the description of this circuit, it will tell you something called the operating condition. I'm telling you that this page is divided into 2 parts. The operating condition page related to the DS and ES is divided into 2 parts, or let's say 3 things as well. All right, if we take it from right to left, you have the first part here, which is the general close command or the general open command that you give to all the equipment you have in your station, whether it's the breaker, the disconnector switch, or the earth switch. Okay, as for the direct or the part in the middle here, this is a part we refer to as the double operation. Double operation, let's understand what it means. As for the last part, we refer to it as long runtime or runtime exceeded for the DS and ES. We've actually studied this part before, and I haven't talked about it again, which is the topic of when you're in emergency mode, meaning you're standing in front of your cell, you choose select with close or select with open. This is in case you want to close your comment for any DS, ES, or circuit breaker. From what? From the discrepancy itself or from what you have, depending on the name you call it. The names don't really matter, right? All right, I'll tell you the control cubicle according to the name. It's called, meaning the names don't really matter, right? Okay, let's focus now. Where are we in this part? We know in our control circuit that we took yesterday, the last thing is that when you give either to the DS or to the I comment, in the end, a group of XORs operates, which are K21, K22, K31, and K32. That's regarding this. And if you focus on the position switch that follows, you'll find you have K41 and K42 and so on. We said these XOR relays, even when we studied them, we also said they are responsible for supplying electricity to the DC motor that rotates in both directions. Is what we're saying correct? Yes, it's correct. Okay, if I open the circuit for the double operation here, I will find that I have a branch here related to something called the double operation for the DS and AS. So what is the concept of double operation for the DS and AS? The idea of double operation for the DS and AS means that if I'm operating any equipment I have should work properly or is still on its way to operating, meaning it takes about 3 to 5 seconds to start up or to perform any of these actions. During this time, you should not be able to give another command to any type of equipment you have. in our panel, right? In the double operation, they initially thought that if you were standing in front of our LCC panel and giving a close command or an open command to any comment, you wouldn't be able to give two close commands or two open commands to two different comments that exist, or two open commands to two different components. This means only one component is running at a time. It means only one component is active at that moment. Then the situation evolved so that when you give a command to close or open any component, and you have given that component a close or open command, just because you gave it a close or open command, you cannot give a close or open command to any disclosure or earth switch in the entire GIS building you are in. All right, that's good. There is also a scheme available, for example, in Aramco Petroleum Company here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where if you give a close command or open command to any component in your panel, you cannot give a close or open command to any other panel in the same section, not in the entire GIS. The important idea here is the term double operation or double command, which means it is not allowed to give two commands to two different pieces of equipment at the same time. Only one piece of equipment can be running at a time. Once it finishes its task, you can then give a close or open command to any other equipment, from any to any to any to any cup from. All right, great. Now someone might say to me, okay, I know how to handle it. If I give you cruise commands, no one else will give you cruise commands. No, interlocking circuits are always made to prevent human error. It's clear and nice. So what did he say? He said, look, very simply, all I'm going to do is something very simple. What is it? I brought a normally open contact from everything I have in my building. Take it easy. Or in the context of the bank, you like it, all right? Take it easy. What's in your cell, engineer? In your cell before the breaker, there's a 3-position switch and a 2-position switch. After the breaker, there's a 3-position switch and a 2-position switch. What does it mean before the breaker? There's a 3-position switch, which is the DS and ES, and there's a disconnector switch. After the breaker, there's a 3-position switch, which is the DS and ES, and there's a high-speed air switch located on the line side. I mentioned 4 equipment, 2 have 2 correct, totaling 6. Each needs closed and open, so I need 12 observer lay or 12 contactors. There are 12 of them. 22, 31, and 32, if you count it, it writes 12. Here are 2, here are 4, here are 6, here are 8, here are 10, and here are 12. These are the 12 actuators that control the close and open commands for me, or these are the close and open commands that will go to the S. If the S is fine, great. If I now give a close command to K21, if I give a close command to K21, regardless of whether K21 moved or not, whether its motor is faulty or working fine, as long as I give a close command to any switch, the relay part will immediately close. Anyway, this relay part latches onto itself, right? So this means that this contact will remain closed, right? Closed all the time. Just a second, don't forget. This we will not forget. We will not forget. So at K21 or K22, from what will come to him on this page, exactly, I chose, for example, or any situation I gave with what works and latched onto itself, right? As long as K21 is working and latched onto itself, it means that the knife has not yet reached the end of its journey. Why? Because if it were supposed to reach the end of its journey, what would happen? I will find when it will open with me, we will apply what we explained yesterday. When it's correct, like this, it will be from the first material until the knife is working, like this, and latched onto what? Latched onto itself, right? During this period, any one of these. Now, I will give an example of K21. When it operates, it will activate the auxiliary contact here, which is called K211A. This is our coil. And we always know that the auxiliary contact coil is where we apply the voltage. Very good. So K211A is now activated. When K211A operates, it gives me a normally open contactor here that closes, thus connecting to the supply on another contactor called K211. Clear? Great. So K211 is now operating. Now, what's the idea? K211 operates in what way, Pooh? Either through K211A or through another way coming from an external panel. As you can see here, it shows you a dashed line and the black circle, which means this is another LCC panel. What is it? LCC panel. So where's the idea? Let's focus together. I told you now that you are supposed to give me a close command. In any cell you have inside the GIS building, I should not be able to give a cross command to any other cell. Any command in any other cell among them, even the command you are working on, inside the entire GIS building. So what happens is that the old cell, which has a mark on it, is like this. For you, it is something like the bus coupler or the bus section. You might not understand, but the important thing is that it takes a combined panel, which is the joker in the system that will control things. What happens is that you find there is a lock with a positive and a negative. So there you have a positive, and there you have a negative, all right? Let me say now that in the GIS, I have cells numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 30, all right? Great. Now, you have the cell you are currently standing in, which is number 11, right? If you activate any command available to you, any command you activate, any auxiliary light from these will activate. It activates the auxiliary light again, called KIM211. In KIM211, in the cell over there, you will find a line like this, a dotted line over there. All right, another dotted line like this, or a square, meaning dotted like this, and another square like this, dotted in this manner, all right? And of course, what do they contain inside? They contain circles in black, of course. This means that they are coming from where this LCC, where is it that I'm drawing for you? This that I'm drawing for you is in a building, or sorry, in the cell of the, but it's big. Okay, what will I find here? I will find, and here I will find, and here I will find, according to the number of cells you have. Each of these is called K211, right? God, what is K211? It means I have K211, which is present in my cell, and I take a normal open contact from it in a cell of the bus coupler or the bus section, okay? And the next panel also takes a contact from K211, and it also has a bus coupler panel, and the subsequent cells are the same. All the cells will have the same setup. So when I go to the bus before this, I will find that all the cells have taken a contact from K211 in each of them. So if any of these contacts work, it means there is equipment operating in these cells. If this contact closes, it means there is equipment or a task running in the cells, numbered 1, 2, or 3, okay? Great, so it takes all these contexts and connects them in parallel with each other and uses them to operate a single device called K211C. Okay, this is K211KM211C. Now, where am I standing? All of this is in the panel, which is either the bus coupler or the bus section. It doesn't matter to me. The important thing is that it's a common panel among all of us. Is that clear? Great. So what is the purpose of this panel, or what is the purpose of this circuit? The purpose is that when I take a contact from KIM211, which is for 30 cells, I connect them all in parallel. Therefore, any one of them that operates will activate only one device in the bus coupler panel called KIM211C. What is the purpose of this contact or auxiliary? Its purpose is that when any of these operate, it means that some equipment is running in your GIS. This auxiliary is supposed to operate, and when it does, I will find that everything is working. A panel from the 30 panels that I have in the bay, all of them are also taking a normal contact from it. So when this contact closes, who does it activate? It activates K10 and K11 in all their respective panels. Is that clear? Again, the story in this double operation circuit is that if you gave any operation command to any switch or ground present in the cell. Consider now, as I explained to you, that you have a drawing like this in front of you. I am cell number 1, you are cell number 2, and someone else is cell number 3, and so on. Now consider yourself as any cell number other than my cell. Consider me, Rashad, now, cell number 1. Now I have activated the disconnector, the first disconnector I have, so KT1 has been activated. When KT1 was activated, it activated the actuator named K211. Nice, you told me nice, Kempton 11, what is that? In the bus coupler, it closed its contact here in the bus coupler, so it activated Kempton 11C. Kempton 11C is now activated, so I have a signal in my cell. I activated this contact, and each one of you now is sitting and watching me with the drawing open in front of you. In your cells, Kempton 11C is also activated for you. So all of us have Chem 2.11C activated, and we all have the contactor named Chem 2.11 or the observer named Chem 2.11 activated. Now, what am I going to do with Chem 2.11? Yes, that's the idea. I'm using Chem 2.11 for something called double operation. What does double operation mean? It means I want to prevent two pieces of equipment from operating at the same time, right? Or when I switch like that, right?